Hello everyone, Namaskar, Arvind here, and in this video we'll be looking at the programming example for if-else ladder. We'll take a very simple program that we're supposed to accept 1, 2 or 3 and we have to display it in words. Okay, the same program we will be doing later on with switch case also. So it'll be a good comparative practice for you to understand it better. But in this video, we'll be having if-else ladder to solve this problem of converting this given integer into words. Okay, so let us start. First, we have to take an integer value. Okay, so a normal message to the user that enter an integer, and we will specify out of 1, 2, 3. Okay. So user is ideally supposed to enter any integer out of 1, 2 or 3. So let us take that integer as a. Okay, so the integer is being read. Now depending on what value this integer has, we have to perform certain actions. So there will be if-else ladder, that is what we will be using. So if a is equal to 1, so if you are clear that if the value of a is 1, we know what should be the output. It should be printing 1 in words. Okay, else if it is not 1, then I'll check it for 2. So if it is 2, then we can say printf two. Okay, again the else part. Now if it is not 1 or not 2, we cannot assume that it will be 3, because even if we have given the message to the user, there is a good chance that user might land up in giving some other input than 1, 2, 3. So if it is not 1, if it is not 2, we also have to check for 3. So if a is equal to 3, then we would say printf three. Okay, and now in the else part, I can be sure that it is not out of what is expected input, that is 1, 2 or 3. So if it is none of them, we can very well display a kind of an error message saying that invalid input. Okay, and that's how we'll be able to make use of if-else ladder to get our work done. Now you can clearly see why it is called as ladder. It forms a structure similar to ladder. So we have if-else, 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 one after the other. So it is called as cascaded if-else or if-else ladder. So it's very simple to understand how it's going to work. It will first compare value of a with 1. If it matches, it has some action to do. If not, see, if it matches with 1, it will printf one, and the remaining else part, the whole remaining part will be skipped. Only if a is not matching with 1, it's going to go further for 2. If it is not matching, then for 3. If it doesn't match, then only it's going to say invalid input. Okay, so let us check. So I'll compile. Okay, then let us execute. Let me start with, let's say, some random value that is 2. Yes, it's getting printed properly. If at all I go for any value other than that, it says invalid input. Then if I go for 1, it prints it. And if I go for, let's say 3, it even prints that. So it was a very simple program. The main focus here is to introduce to if-else ladder concept and understand how can we go for if-else ladder. So whenever we have to compare with some particular values and we have to do some action and there are multiple options available, if-else ladder could be one of the choice. As I already said, we will be going further and doing this program with switch case as well. So we'll be able to compare properly that how we can use if-else ladder and how we can use switch case. Okay, but that will be in the coming video. So as far as the current video is concerned, it was about a programming example of if-else ladder, and we have taken a very simple example to understand the concept. Okay, so that's it for the current video. Thank you and a very happy learning.